Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the fuck it is?
Aries and Andy, Chew and the Jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut cocaine. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Fuck being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this shit. Before you was sucking on your mama's tit.
Aries Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism,
Sexism.
Much love to my loyal bitch bag holders.
Rollers, clip loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
This Steve comes to us from Gabatron 88. It's a playoff KRS-One sound of the police. Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of old Steve.
No whoop whoop on old Steve?
Huh?
No whoop whoop on old Steve?
On old Steve, yeah.
Whoop whoop.
Thank you, Gabatron 88.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, there you go. That means since Gabatron wrote one, that means Autobot, you have to write an old Steve. All right.
So we've been off for 2 weeks. So did you do any comedy in these 2 weeks that we're off?
I didn't do a goddamn thing.
I wrote
Not a motherfucking thing.
I wrote a couple new ones, but I didn't go out like I wanted to.
Dude, someone sent me a clip of this comedian, white dude named John Stites, who was on our boys podcast that we did, Felipe Esperanza. And this dude who I've never met, I didn't even know who he was, goes, at one point they ask him, any comedians you want to badmouth? And the guy goes, I usually don't do, you know what? Fuck it. Aries fucking Spears. This fat, biggie-eyed, hot dog neck looking like a pack of hot dogs, fat, hacky motherfucker. He had me sign some paperwork that said what jokes not to do. Car brakes, record scratch. Andy, have I ever done that?
No, not that I know of.
I hit him up on his Instagram DMs. I said, hey man, you must have the wrong Aries. First of all, I don't even know who the fuck you are. Second of all, why would I have you sign some papers saying what you can't? Dude, I'm one of the baddest niggas to ever touch a microphone. I fear no one. The only person I would be nervous to follow would be Chappelle, and the other one's dead. Who the fuck are you? I've never in my life had someone go, yo, you got to sign this saying you can't do this.
I'm looking for this dude. It's John.
Jonstites. Sites.
Oh,
or sits.
I spelled it wrong. Jon what?
I believe it's STITES.
Well, he's getting at least some press out of this. Interview with John. Oh, I think this might.
I forget where someone said that they sent me the timestamp. Yo, it comes in right about this time.
Oh, what's up full right here? Okay, I don't know. It's a long podcast, so I'm not going to get to it. But anyway, so that's what he said. He said,
yeah.
And so what did he say when you said did he respond?
Haven't heard back from him.
That's kind of funny. Do you even remember working with him when you saw his face?
No. And he's one of these white dudes, because I think what got him into the conversation was he's one of these white dudes who can do black rooms. And the only white guys I've ever had a problem with that do black rooms are the ones that pander to black people. And I saw it. I've never seen this dude. So I watched some of his stand-up. He doesn't pander to black people at all. He's just one of these white boys that are real cool, kind of hip, knows a little bit about black shit, and makes jokes about what he knows. Those white boys don't bother me.
It's the one with Paul Rodriguez is on the show too, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Paul's on the show. The clip I saw was just him and then three of, including Felipe, two of his guys.
Okay, then I might have the wrong one. Anyway, that's interesting because I can't imagine. I mean, I know that you said to people before who tried to make sure that there's no pandery jokes at the beginning, and you don't want someone who says
no. But to be clear, I've never even said that. Like before I go on the road, if you're not with me, the club will send my manager's assistant possible comics to open for me. And if they've been white, I will just say, I don't want anybody that acts black. That pandering shit. But other than that, have at it.
Well, do you think did you ask your management if they sent that out? Like send something out that you don't do this kind of material?
No. No need. And listen, in terms of a percentage of all the white guys that have been sent to me to approve, I can't think of one that I saw that went, oh, he's pandering. No, they were all legit white dudes.
Damn, that's weird, man. Because if he wasn't pandering, you would have remembered him anyway.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did he say where he worked with you?
No.
Yeah, this is some bullshit.
It is. It's some absolute bullshit. That's why when I hit him up, I said, dude, I don't even fucking know you. I've never heard of you. I've never seen you. I've never met you. Where are you getting that? You are totally making that up.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. Well, what are you going to do?
Matter of fact, hold on a second.
I wish he was on Godfrey's podcast because he would have called him out.
Right. Right. Hold on a second.
You gonna try to find it?
I found it. Let me see if I can play the message.
Where does it come in at?
No, this I was playing the message I left him in his DMs.
Oh,
but I forgot you can't hear that.
No, I can't hear it.
Yeah, so Steve will play it, and then the rest I cut off because I actually gave him my number. I said my number is blah 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 blah, and of course I don't want people to have my number because they'll call me and But anyway,
and he never called you back. How long ago was this?
Never called me back. Never responded to the DM. About 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Anyway, Gary Jordan putting up the bad signal. What up, LL Cool A and Grandmaster Andy? I had to send the bat signal out in this emergency for y'all to hear. Aries, what the fuck is wrong with you not seeing a single Fast and Furious movie? I can understand not liking any of them, but not seeing any of them all together. Ooh, excuse me. Or at least one of the early ones. I should put you in a wig and let Right Hook Ronald go to town on you. Technically, the earlier ones would fall under man food, guns, cars, explosions, and women. Aside from that, Andy, got love for you, but can we get you some vocabulary classes so we can hear you say aluminum and Mexicans correctly? Because that had me crying hearing you struggle, even though I also felt bad. Gonna try to start writing more, but in the meantime, peace in the world. Gary Jordan. P.S. No $10, a lot of money. You're right, sir. You did not get one.
Oh,
that was flawless victory.
I figured out a way to say.
Watch him fuck it up. Go ahead.
No, aluminium.
What?
That's how they say it in London.
They say aluminum, aluminium.
Mm-hmm. Read it
in London.
Yeah, well, in Britain, yeah.
Hold on, let's check our sources on this. Cocksucker, Brandon, cocksucker, Brandon from the UK. Is that right? Did they say that like that? He might not be listening because he thinks all we talk about is sports and basketball.
And then I'll start saying Mexicans there.
Mexicans. And that's the way the Mexicans say it.
That's right. That's why I'll say Mexicans. And now I'll start saying aluminium.
You know who else says Mexicans?
Who?
Magic.
Magic does. He does.
Man, I was in Mexico and I had some tacos by some Mexicans. And it was real good because when they put it in an aluminum, it savored the flavor. So I would say it was a success.
There we go. I fixed it.
There we go. You fixed it. You fixed it, and I broke it.
Poor Magic. What would you do if you ran into Magic and he's called you out for saying this? Did you go, my bad? Or would you just go,
I would say, I apologize for anything I may have done to upset you. Because I know that this is a very stressful time in your life, especially with the Lakers right now, because they was in the playoff. But now they not in the playoff because they didn't have success. All right, Magnum HP. Impersonations. To my nephew Andy and godson Aries. What's good? Yo, is it me? Or does it seem like majority of the this was it. Is it me or does it seem like the majority of the bitch badge holders are MIA? Anyway, on Godfrey's latest podcast with Dean Edwards, both of them was giving you mad respect and impersonating you, which I thought was hilarious, LOL. Had you sounding like a high-pitched DMX. It was episode 429, starting at the 3850 mark. Check it out when you get a chance. Who are you and Andy's favorite impressionists? I know you and Andy's favorite, who are you? I know you like C. King, and at one point, and Bill Bellamy has a really good Dave Chappelle. Please bring back your Dennis Rodman and Michael Jordan impressions more often. Can you imagine them saying patois? I was dying laughing when you had Tony say that word. Fuck a patois. Gotta fuck a brother to patois. Andy, I have a feeling if you cut your beard, you would look like Burt Bridgewater. You should, not at all. You should try it. One last thing for the ending of the podcast. Instead of Robert De Niro scene, you should have the Charles Barkley segment where he was talking about banging bodies. The end, and it come on, man, with Shaq laughing. I'm proud of y'all. Keep up the good work. That wouldn't be too bad,
That
right?
would be really good.
At the end of a podcast.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Listen, when a guy is banging you, those are the worst offenders because you got to feel their body and know how to spin off of them. Come on, man.
I think we as we move into this new network, we need to make some changes. So we should do that. I like that. That's really funny. I just like
funny.
just even the come on, man, is just funny. Just
come on, man. Yeah. I remember the first time I went out with Madonna. And Madonna was like, Dennis, I want to give you some of my kitty cat. I was like, I'd rather have some of your patois.
Dude, I hate to ask you that, but can you do Dennis Rodman doing the Charles Barkley lines right now that you just did?
You know, everybody knows when a guy is banging you, those are the... Everybody knows that when a guy is banging you, those are the worst. Those are the worst offenders. You actually have to feel their body, and then you gotta spit off of them, and then when you spit off of them, that's when you turn around and face them, and you drop to their knees and you give them a blowjob. Come on, man.
No, that's when you should have went. Come on, guys.
right. Come on, guys. I don't know.
Dude, Dennis Rodman doing it is very funny. I don't know why it was funny, but it was funny. Dude, do you have your favorite impressionist?
I like different people for different reasons. Afion, his Chris Rock is Afion's Chris Rock, his fucking Maya Angelou, and his Russell Simmons are not to be fucked with. And I had always wanted to try and do Maya Angelou, but I just can't get that tone. But who does a fucking Maya Angelou? And it sounds just like her. And his Russell Simmons is fucking uncanny. Jay Farrow, his Will Smith is bar none. And there's a couple dudes who I've seen, a couple white dudes on Instagram. There's one white dude in particular who does Will Smith. And I get mad because it's so bad, especially when you've seen Jay Farrow do it. You know what the thing that irritates me is when I read the comments and people are like, yo, that was good. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with your ears? What are you listening to? It wasn't even close. But Jay Farrell's Will Smith, his Chris Tucker, his Kevin Hart, and then of course Godfrey is fucking Steve Harvey, his Donald Trump, his James Baldwin, but none of them are better than me. You know why?
Because you're the greatest.
I'm a goddamn genius.
Did you didn't say anything about Jay Moore? You don't put Jay Moore on that list?
Oh. Well, yeah, Jay, of course. The Harvey Keitel, the fucking Norm Macdonald. Oh God, what's that other one I love? It's Colin Quinn. Yeah, man. Yeah. And Frank. Madden goes without saying. Madden, his Robert Downey Jr., his Robin Williams, his George Bush. Yeah.
Bryan Cranston, who's an actor. I like people that surprise me. Bryan Cranston does some impressions, and he's actually pretty good.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's quite a few actors that can do some impressions that I think are really good.
Kevin Spacey, when he was beloved.
Oh yeah.
His Inside the Actor Studio when he does fucking Pacino.
That's really
Christopher
good.
Walken. Yeah, his Jimmy Stewart.
Kevin Pollak.
His Katharine Hepburn. Yeah.
Kevin Pollak.
Kevin Pollak's good, but after seeing Craig Gass, who I think does the best Walken, I used to give that title to Jay Moore, but Craig Gass is Christopher Walken, especially when we did that skit that I did, The White List, and I had him do Al Pacino, Christopher Walken, and his fucking oh my God, who's the comedian that used to yell "ow, ow, ow"?
Oh, Sam Kinison.
Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Gas is great, and you probably forgot this because you really. When we first started doing the podcast, I'm going to give you guys some background here because if you go back and listen like Aries tells you to, you're going to go back and there's our first test episode. And one of the things I said when we do this, we have to do it every week. And Aries wasn't available this very first week that we were going to do it after the test one. And that's when I got Craig Gass and Eleanor Kerrigan to fill in for you. And we talked about you. And it's actually listed as the first podcast we did. The first one was it was like a test podcast, and the second one is Gas. And Gas is one of those guys. I love this dude because Gas not only is super talented and he's very funny, but he's also has great impressions. But what I like about him is he's a sports fan. And you know how he does his bookings throughout the whole year? I think I might have said this on the podcast. He looks for dates to be in cities that he wants to be there for the sports.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
And I just think that when you could make your life work around everything that you want, not to mention his time on Howard Stern, which I thought he didn't get enough credit for because he was great on Stern. Yeah, man, I think Gas is one of those ones that's overlooked. I don't think that he doesn't have the platform. Other than Howard Stern, he didn't get the notoriety that he deserves.
No. Speaking of which, fucking, they showed a clip of Jack Nicholson at one of these Laker games recently before they got swept. That motherfucker looked like he literally just got out of bed. His hair was on some wild shit. But he's retired, right?
Who's retired?
Yeah, he retired from making movies. He's done. He's like 80 something. I think he's 86. But and kudos to him, man. Like when you get to that age and you're Jack Nicholson and you've had so much patois that a man can handle, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, but who's retired? He's not, they always say they're retired. Jackson,
No, he said, what's the last thing you saw him in?
I don't know, but these actors always say I'm retired, and it gets him, and then someone comes and throws some money at him, and the next thing you know, they're doing that one more movie, that one more.
Jim Carrey said he's retired. What's the last thing you saw him in?
Yeah, we didn't even say him as impressions, by the way, either. And Carrey can do an impression without even doing the voice. That was what was kind of amazing about him. Your Shaq impression you can do without doing his voice. Sorry, I went backwards on this, but you can do the Shaq impression without doing the voice, and people will know you're doing Shaq.
Right.
He does De Niro without doing it. He does. Oh, by the way, that Jim Carrey's Clint Eastwood, where he does Clint Eastwood without even doing the voice. That is fucking. Right. That's old. I mean, that's his old Carrie, but that's fucking pretty
Right.
impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you care if Jack ever does another movie? His work is fucking legendary. He doesn't have to do it anymore.
No, he really doesn't. He really doesn't.
Do you think there's a point where you get tired of looking at yourself as you've gotten older that you go, I don't even want to, I don't, you look
I don't know. I'm not there yet.
But, because you've said this when I was younger, my jaw, I was thin, I was good looking.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm going to say this even especially for women, man. And I say this for women because especially at that time, those the older actresses, the older ones from, old Hollywood, man, you watched yourself progressively get older, and there has to be something. I don't know how people do that. Like even what now? Here we go with the names things going on right now.
Give me clues.
Michael's the first name.
Well, that don't narrow
I'm
it down.
gonna help you. Streets of San Francisco is what he did when he was
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas. Dude, Michael Douglas has been acting for so long. And as a young kid, when he first got that Streets of San Francisco, young, and then he gets older and he becomes that mature, good-looking guy. And now he's older. I couldn't do that mentally. I would start looking at myself on screen and going, that's not the sexy guy that I came here.
I hear you. I hear you, and you're not as vain as me. Or for that matter, I don't think it's materialistic, but I think I would have a much easier time looking at myself grow old as long as my money grew with me.
I don't know.
There's something about not being in a good mood at home, struggling versus not being in a good mood on a yacht on an island.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, I see these people also in Hollywood, also in the entertainment business, trying so hard to continue to look young. I just picked up, I was at a record store and there was an album of Daryl Hall and John Oates, Hall and Oates. And John Oates has so much plastic surgery. He doesn't even look like himself anymore. He looks feminine. I'm telling you, man, I don't know how people do this. I think comedians, as far as this part of the industry go, have it better than most, but just that need to look young so that you're still marketable. That's fucking painful, man.
Chelsea Handler looks like a dried up washcloth.
But see, that's what people feel like if they don't get work done. That people are going to say things like, I look like a dried up washcloth.
Yeah, and not that she was ever fine to me, but when you talk about a stark difference between her 20s and where she is now, making all them videos about how her life is so great because she don't have no kids. Fuck out of here.
I don't know.
It's personal for me.
I know it's personal for you. I just don't. I just look at that Hollywood thing is painful. I couldn't do that. I think I'm too insecure as a person to want to see my. I hate how I look now. That's really what it comes down to. I need to work out. I need to get healthy. What do you got? Who's up next?
Before I read his, let me go back to. Oh, here he come. Since you mentioned Hall and Oates, watch out, girls. He'll beat you up. Oh, here he come. He's a woman beater. Ronald Williams. What up, A&A? Let me ask you, Andy, of all the people who we've given songs to, who do you like the best? Cece, Shamor, Farrah, Kolsch, or Ronald? Like if this were the Grammys and the award for best podcast fan personal song goes to, drum roll, who would the winner be?
I think Kolsch because it's the silliest.
Kolsch, Tears in the Bathtub.
And Under the Sea.
Steve. Or after I say Kolsch, Tears in the Bathtub, give me an applause and some cheering. Coming out of that in 3, 2, 1. Tears in a bathtub. Boom, 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 boom. Kolsch accepting his award. Oh my God, I want to thank everybody from the Academy. Oh my God, I want to thank everybody that attending my wedding. I want to thank Aries and Andy. This is so amazing. I can't believe this is happening to me. Thank you. Big shout out to all my Hajib niggas. Hello.
I think that one's that's the one that you put all the other pieces around it, because it's under the sea. You have the what was it, the Aquaman thing in there? Yes. Yeah, all that's in there. So it's quite visual as well.
Okay, Ronald Williams writes, "What up, A&A, Aries and Bobby Brown book? He confirmed Whitney and Robin were in a sexual relationship. He even said if he didn't push Robin out the picture, Whitney would probably still be alive." Huh? I think Bobby has more to do with that than Robin. What was she trying to eat the pussy to death?
No, he said she would still be alive because she wouldn't have been just fucked up. But
if he didn't put, but
I think he's taking we interpret things differently. I think that Bobby in that relationship put a lot of her drug abuse on himself, because not only was he living that with her, but people kept telling him it was his fault. People said in the media that it was his fault. And,
right.
I wasn't there, so I'm not going to say whose fault it was. Right. But I think you would do that if everybody kept telling you it was your fault. You'd start to believe it.
Right. Are you building something?
No, can you hear something weird?
Yes. It feels like you are constructing a popsicle house.
No, I'm just playing with the pencil.
Yeah, I hear that shit. I don't know if the fans can.
No, they can't.
Jesus.
Okay. I can't hear it in my headphones.
All right. Jason Patterson, fan from the UK. Oh, shit. We got another one. Listen, Jason, if you run into a guy named Brandon, do me a favor. Hit him with a bag of stale croissants and hit him so hard that the rolls burst out of the bag and you got croissant flakes everywhere. And then pour some hot tea on him. All right. Fan from the UK. Oh, that's not violence. That's how we say hello. What up, A&A? My name is Jason from London, England. Long-time listener, first-time emailer. Well, welcome, Virgin Fingers. Andy, what's up, bro? I've been watching your stand-up clips on YouTube, and you're a funny mofo. I like your style of comedy and would like to see more. I'm sure on one of the episodes you mentioned that you were going to record an album. Have you recorded one yet? If so, where can I get it? If not, then let us know if you still plan on doing one, as I'm sure a lot of fans of the podcast would love to hear it. One of my favorite episodes is the You Don't Fucking Know Me one, where you had to shut down those Aries dick riders and throw your dick on the table. That shit was pure fire, bro. Had me laughing hard. I like your points of view, and even if I don't always agree, I respect your opinion and what you bring to the table. Keep on doing you, my guy. Wishing you much success, Magic Johnson voice. On the road with Aries. Keep up the informative work. Then he writes, Aries motherfucking Spears. What's up, Aries? Big fan of your work ever since I saw your set on Shaq's All-Star Comedy. Just want to say before I keep reading this, do you see how I flow when the punctuation marks are there, dog?
Yeah.
And there's no $10. Because a lot of times it sounds like I can't read. And I'm fucking like a black child who needs to be saved by Michelle Pfeiffer through the school system. And it ain't that. It's just you motherfuckers write like you got Josh Blue Hands.
Dude.
All right. You have me cracking the fuck up whenever I think of your Popeye's chicken routine from Look Hollywood, I'm Smiling, and when you do the routine about Africans hating black people. My family are from the Caribbean, so any banter towards Africans always goes down well with us, LMFAO. Also, your set at Chocolate Sundays from years ago, which is online, is hilarious too. Shame the industry won't give you a special, but you should do one anyway and put it out, as I'm sure your fans would pay to see it. A lot of average talent getting these specials, so it baffles me why they don't fuck with you. Before I continue to read, let me just say I recently had lunch with Devon. You remember Devon, right?
Yeah.
Andy. And Devon goes, I went into Netflix to pitch a Good Times remake, animated, and I wanted you on it. He goes, I got Godfrey doing voices, Jay Farrell doing voices. I mentioned you, and it's unfortunate you people can't see us visually, but Andy, you can. But he said, before I got your name out, the top words at Netflix went like this. They shook their heads back and forth, no, with their eyes closed. They didn't say anything. They just shook their heads back and forth, their eyes closed, insinuating, no. This is just an email to say you have fans over here in the UK, and then he puts in parentheses, not all of us are on that Brandon shit. I like the conversations you two have. Sometimes the racial ones get a bit uncomfortable, but you know what? They have to be, and not everything can be about getting laughs. I like this nigga, man. I like this bloke. I also like when you guys talk about the craft of stand-up. Oh, so you do like when we discuss jokes and comedy. Take that, Brandon from the UK, cocksucker. But when you discuss specials and working on the road, etc., or when you talk about basketball and start educating these youngsters on his airness, LOL. Here's an idea for a skit. Tony Soprano, the head of a black and white mafia, talking to one of his lieutenants, Bill Cosby, about how his actions with drugging women has put too much police attention on his business. Bill tries to justify his actions, but Tony isn't pleased. So Tony sends his advisors, Brett Butler and Paul Mooney, to remind Bill to keep his shit in order or he's out of the black and white mafia. Let me work on that because you put a lot in that, so I want to make sure I do it its justice. Just an idea, but let me know what you think. Anyway, keep up the good work. Guys, both of you are legends in my eyes, and it's the only podcast I really fuck with. Much success, Magic Voice again. To both of you, and keep bringing that raw, uncut yayo. Jason from London, England. Appreciate you, Jason. It's nice to know that on the other side of the pond, if me and Andy were drowning, you would throw us a life preserver.
Yeah, but
Brandon wouldn't.
Brandon would throw you a basketball.
And make a joke. Yeah, now escape with that. Use that to try and not die. Since it's all you guys do. Motherfucker.
Well, and I want to say thank you for that email. That was good. That was a good email. Like you said, well written. But he is from the UK, where they, had first crack at the language. So, punctuation is probably more necessary. Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything he said. As far as me getting an album out, I was supposed to do it. I have some things to work out. I'm going to either do it or I'm going to self-produce it myself. But Aries, you should do your own out. You know what you should do? Honestly, we should just continue to record you, and you should put out a 45-minute all crowd work album.
That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. I like that.
Because I always like your specials. I tell people all the time, like, you've seen Aries. Have you seen Aries specials? Have you seen any of you? Yeah, you've seen it, and it's funny. I'm not going to deny it. It's funny. It's done. But when you see a live performance, which encompasses the crowd work and the songs that some of the songs that you do to people, how you mix in a lot of different things. Man, that's an experience. People don't get it. It's different than hearing a recording of you. The live performance is where it's at. But I think you could capture that in a lot of the crowd work that you do.
Thank you, brother. Robert Miller. The Bolivian Uncut. Hey, GTA Andy and Aries. Iron Spears. Keep up the content. Andy, that's killing me, brother. I hear it in my head.
I don't know how you can hear it. Go ahead.
I hear it. It's yeah. Are you writing something? Are you drawing?
I was writing something right now. I was writing a note.
What were you writing?
I was writing a note about something that we were talking to remind myself not to forget.
Oh, okay. Remember how on the podcast whenever you would give me the tips and the info to money laundering, and I would have Steve put the pencil effect like I was writing it down.
That's what you hear.
That's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
And it's like, holy shit. Anyway, keep up the good content. I love the two perspective you guys have. It's really needed in this day and age. I'm a first-time writer. Oh, welcome. And I appreciated you answering my DM at Macho Man Robbie Savage. I told my girlfriend and told her, your celebrities ain't shit. And you spelled ain't, A-N-I-T. In it shit. Celebrities in it shit. LMAO, do you ever think about going live on IG with your podcast? And also, do you ever think about inviting some right-wing guys to speak to? No one talks to these guys with questions and passion you have behind your questions, or ask why you hate us so much. It's too many people that try to speak for us, that are us, and act so passive without demanding explanations or actually getting to the root. Fuck it, rock the boat. Anyway, sorry for the long email, LOL. Looking forward to seeing you guys in DC soon. I'm gonna get tickets. Don't forget you, Andy. Didn't forget you, Andy. Keep up the knowledge. As a black man, we often need a voice of reason to learn how to attack as a sniper. You dig? Also, since Mama Spears is jazz singer, ask her about Chuck Brown and the Soul Searchers. They are from DC, one of our greatest musicians from that area. Peace and love, Rob. I want to address something you asked, Rob. When me and Andy I took off the bucket list, talking to the preacher, talking to the transgender, talking to Rizza Islam, and for the record, I reached out to TD Jakes. That's a pastor who I would really love us to talk to, because that big, thick-neck, walrus-looking nigga sounds like he could really give us a go. But to what you said, remember once upon a time ago, early in the podcast, Andy and I spoke to, while we were in Baltimore, a reformed, supposedly
Skinhead?
white supremacist. Yeah. But this dude was so light in the booty cheeks, it didn't feel that way. I want us to talk to a frothing at the mouth, only reason I'm fucking doing this is because if it don't go well, I got a reason to kill you niggas. You fucking Jew and you black son bitch. I want to talk to that guy.
See, it'd be probably really good, a good podcast. But to his point, I would like to talk to these extremely right-wing conservatives that have bigoted views, but definitely a racist undertone. And what I mean by that is, I think some of their agenda is to hold people back. So I would like to talk to them, because I think that the extremes in these, I hate to say this because this is not going to come across right, but the like the skinhead guy that you're talking about, they're almost cartoonish to me in a way.
I want the cartoon.
I know you do.
I don't want there to be anything I don't want the tone to be under nothing. But I want the tone to be worn like a nigga from Detroit who's a pimp, like just loud and out there.
But I would like the more traditional person to come in here and explain why they have these feelings that they have, or to have the conversation. Just an ultra conservative that to really try to get to the crux of what this position is, because I think that position, the cartoon, we can kind of go, that is over the top, but these other guys are actually influencing policy and change.
So you want to talk to the motherfucker behind the curtain, the puppet masters.
Yeah, I want to talk to someone that has these things that they say and really get to the crux of what we're talking about. Because these dudes are different, man. They're different, and I'd like to really understand it. I feel that I'm conservative in my traditional.
I'd be careful using the word understand. Like, what is there to understand? To understand almost means to sympathize.
No. It doesn't. Sometimes you want to understand where they're coming from, that they have these ideas. So
but when you say understand, it's like if they give you an explanation that makes sense, or some sort of explanation to make you go, you know what? I didn't see it that way, but now I understand.
No. What I'm saying is,
I don't know if understand is the right word, man.
yeah, I want to understand why they feel that way. Not that I will agree with it. You can understand.
But understanding why means to justify.
No, it doesn't. It means, okay, so now I understand why you say this. But did you look at this? Can you see it from this point of view? Do you not realize that you're looking at it from a very one-sided, that's what I mean.
I don't like that word, understand. It just, when you say understand, to me, that means giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, now I see where you're coming from, even though I don't agree with it. How do you understand where any point of view like that could come from?
Because what I'm asking is, and once you understand how they got to this place where this is their idea, you go, that's ridiculous. Not even say that's ridiculous. Say, that's not how this is. Look at it like this. You're looking at it from the wrong perspective. You have to, they say you don't know a person till you walked in their shoes. You know that old saying?
Okay.
That's basically what I'm saying. Look at their perspective to how they got there. Listen, there's people on all sides of the fence, liberal sides. I have to understand extreme liberalism to understand why they feel that way. I understand why someone thinks socialism would be better for the United States. I understand why. And then because I understand what they're thinking, I can explain why that isn't a good idea. But until you understand why someone's saying what they're saying, why they have these things, I don't think that you can have a conversation with them other than, this is my opinion, this is my opinion. No, I see why your opinion's this way. You're not looking at it this way. We're looking at it from two different places. Look, have you seen this? I think that's how conversation leads to some kind of result. Otherwise, it's just people yelling at each other. I think the word understanding, maybe we're taking two different meanings from it, but unless you can empathize, and I'm not saying that you believe in what they said, empathize with what they're feeling. If someone was raped, let's put it this way, if a woman was raped at a young age, whatever age, it doesn't make a difference. She was raped and she just feels like it would be better if men didn't have dicks anymore. You understand that, right?
The man in me won't allow me to see myself dickless.
No, but you don't have to see yourself dickless. You understand why someone would feel that way. And once you understand why they feel that.
Okay. I get where you're going with that. I get where you're going with that. Okay. Let me let that marinate. Okay.
That's what I mean by understand, not going, oh, well, that makes so much more sense. It makes sense why you feel that way, but that doesn't get us to a resolution. So that's kind of more what I mean by understand.
All right. Anthony Braxton. Third email. ANA, what up, y'all? I'm currently listening to old Eppies, puts in parentheses, episodes. I don't know if that's man jargon. Eppies.
Eppies?
Yeah, that sounds like delish. And I got a tinkle.
And pedicure?
No.
That's a petty.
No, petty. If you say petty, now but if you say pedicure, that's because no man should go, yo, man, I can't come to the strip club during lunch hour because I got a petty appointment.
But he can eliminate, if he doesn't have the petty, he's just looking for the cure.
There you go. That's okay. I don't know what the fuck that means, but that sounded intelligent.
I need the cure.
All right. First, ain't no way none of these jamopes, puts in parentheses, knuckleheads, have listened to all them Eppies. I'm a mail carrier. By the way, y'all should put me on the team as your mail carrier person of contact. I know I can be of use. And works 12-hour day, 6 days a week for me, La Familia. Not Spanish, but I love the language. I listen to at least 3 to 4 a day. And I'm at Epi $2.99, I think. One of the main reasons I'm emailing, because I do listen to new episodes. I put in parentheses, one more for Andy, 6 to 5. As I go back and listen to the old episodes as well, as I'm listening to a current episode, in parentheses, from the Bat Cave. You guys read an email from a gentleman, and he's introducing y'all to the game we played while I'm in Iraq. Yes, I'm a former 12 Bravo combat engineer, 1990 to 1996 Gulf War veteran. We had a game that involved questioning the movie name with just a quote. The airplane reference was good, but try this one. Hold on. Scene, hotel room, woman at a breakfast table. Man wakes up, sits down, and the woman says, I wish you wouldn't drink so early. I wish you wouldn't do that, the man says. I wish you were a wishing well and I'd tie a rope around your neck and sink you. And then the short man, hint, proceeds to smash a grapefruit in her face. This is a 1940, maybe 1950s movie. Put me on / in the team, partners. Y'all be well. Chicagoan for 51 years. P.S. This is my third letter, and I haven't gotten a $10 a lot of money because see, this is where, stop. This is where I say you guys get cocky and you pull your dick out before she says yes. And now you're in a Pepe Le Pew situation because you tried to assume you was getting the patois, but she wasn't ready to give you the patois. So before you wrapped your dick up in aluminum, you jumped the gun. He writes, let me go back. P.S. This is my third letter. I haven't gotten a $10 a lot of money because he meant to say proof, but he spells it P-R-O-D. Because I had prod read this letter. Give me a damn gold star, LOL. Job bless, Rastafari love, Anthony Braxton, King Juba. You messed up, brother. You thought that you had it, but you didn't. You pulled your cock out too early and the girl didn't say yes. And now she's calling the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Poyaka, poyaka. You fucked up, dog. You came down to the wire. And you tripped over your own nuts. Damn, Anthony. Thank you, brother, for listening.
That's the title of the podcast, by the way.
What?
The Sound of the Police.
Yes, The Sound of the Police. And since you tally and keeping score, I guess Andy is up 6-5.
Because if he wasn't listening to new episodes, he wouldn't have been able to comment on that recent episode. It would take him however long it took him to get to the new episodes to comment on it. By that time, these are old episodes. See, he's staying current and he's listening to the past. How could you not want that from somebody?
I'm a traditionalist, man.
All right.
I'm stuck in my ways, yo.
Ride a horse to work.
That's funny. Listen, if I had that kind of money and that career, I would absolutely ride a horse to work.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Who that clopping in? That's Aries, nigga. Mike Ryan, the Italian guy. AGT Andy and Notorious Aries Spears.
Hey, like that.
Just wanted to get both you guys' opinions on John F. Kennedy Jr. running for office. Me personally, I see both parties as a bunch of pimps. And guess who they hoes are? Ha ha. But John F. Kennedy Jr. is bringing knowledge and wisdom and a lot of secrets only he would know and his family would know. You know it's bad when even the CIA has to make a statement. Needless to say, guys, the machine is going to do everything to make sure he don't get elected. Sad because I like him because of his character, not either party. Sorry for the long email, guys. All love, Willie Turner out. Ha! I didn't even know John F. Kennedy Jr. His son?
No, it's not. It's a different. I don't think it's his son at all. Hold on one second. Sorry. Keep going. I'll be right back.
I don't got nothing. I'm waiting for your response. This nigga just literally put his headphones on the mic stand and walked the fuck away.
I had to because someone just rang the buzzer. And if you don't buzz them in, they're going to keep buzzing through the whole podcast.
Who you expecting?
I wasn't expecting. It's Amazon. It's someone in the building ordered something. It doesn't even have to be my shit. They just ring all the fucking buzzers and they'll keep doing it until someone lets them in.
I want the superintendent to know that Janice Rossi is a whore. You have a whore in your building. Get your own goddamn man.
That's exactly what happens here when they come. So yeah, I had to do that. What were we just saying? What
Kennedy Jr.
He's not.
But he said that he said bringing knowledge and wisdom,
yeah,
and a lot of secrets only he would know and his family would know. Who else is he talking about?
Well, he's the family. He's family, but he's not his son.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, but it's not his son?
No, JFK Jr. died in
the plane crash.
Yeah.
So who is Kennedy Jr.?
Is it Robert Kennedy Jr.? He
said John F. Kennedy Jr.
No, it's not.
It's not him?
No, because John F. Kennedy Jr. died in the. I know who he's talking about. I don't know which one.
It's one of my illegitimate children that I had with a hua that no one knows about. The John F. Kennedy Jr. and the John F. Kennedy seed and legacy impregnates everybody. Our sperm is airborne.
He says things that are just like he's very like. He just talks about, and it's reasonable, but he was saying some things go a little bit off. It's too simple. It's too simplified.
Mm-hmm.
But he's, let me see. I'm trying to pull him up here. I'm not going to, this is where we could use a producer. This would be nice. And now I'm getting really bad service here at my house right now.
So you even having a hard time pulling it up?
Yeah. So it's going to take forever. Anyway, he's an interesting guy though, but he can't. Listen, no one's going to. I think the nominations are done. Everybody's going to say that they're running for president, but we already know who we know what the ticket's going to be. It's going to be Biden and Trump again.
Mm.
So I don't know. Trump's going to be the president even if he was in jail.
All right. I'm trying not to get Andy going, y'all.
No, I hope that we come to our senses and we realize that there are people that are of age in America that could probably do a better job than these two guys.
Right.
I hope that happens.
Ollie D. Oh, Andy. Hi on Spotify. Go to episode 467 and play at 710 and listen to the noise Andy makes when he's trying to say Rodman. I don't know what that means, but I guess I'll go find out.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Did I try to say so? Who knows?
I guess you make a noise.
I don't know what I did. Who knows?
A newbie S7 King, wrong movie. And I realized this, the newbie. The movie with Woody and Wesley is Money Train. Money Talks is the movie with Chris Tucker and Charlie Sheen. And again, the name is Anubis, LOL. Yeah, I realize that, which is why when we talked about White Men Can't Jump the remake yesterday, I made sure when I mentioned Woody and Wesley, I did not say Money Talks. Sometimes, man, it's a slip of the tongue, man. You mean to say one thing and your tongue decides, fuck you, I'm going for it, and does the jailbreak. And before you can corral your thoughts back in, your tongue has already committed several heinous felonies.
There's your movie, Slip of the Tongue.
Huh?
That's the name of the movie, Slip of the Tongue.
Slip of the Tongue sounds like a porno.
I wonder if there is I can't even open up anything right now. I don't know why I'm not getting any service.
Really?
I was going to put in that to see if there was already a movie called Slip of the Tongue.
Right. It's got to be. I'm sure there is. Rashad Simmons. Marcus Garvey much. Rashad Simmons here, still an avid listener. I stopped writing in during Ronald Bitch-Ass Chronicles. Shit was boring. Anywho, I heard your ignorant, sophomoric, ill-informed, blanketed statement, dummy nigga diatribe, in conjunction with us branding other blacks sellouts. No black person would use those points you presented as selling out. Anyone who thinks that way are dumb niggas. TBS, did you look up the Honorable Messiah? Did you look up Honorable Messiah? What is he talking about? About the ignorant, sophomoric, ill-informed, blanketed statement, dummy nigga diatribe, in conjunction with us branding other black sellouts. I don't know what you're talking about, Rashad. I need more context. Do you know how much shit I say that sounds like what you just described? So I need more than that. Give me specifics. Give me an episode. Give me a timestamp.
We've said a lot of dumb shit on here, so yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was a blanketed accusation, man.
By the way, it is Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Is it?
Yeah, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I knew it wasn't, but they're let's see. I was considering running for president in 2004. Filed for his candidacy. So he is running.
Oh. Well, like you said, the tickets are already.
It's not locked in, but I mean, how do you get past, this, you've said something here before, and I hate to say this, but it is this. I think our political process is just part of entertainment. It's just another entertainment theater, because this is what they do. Just like when you get a movie that's successful, you make the second movie, right?
Yeah.
So if you get someone who wins the presidency, you go with them because you think that that's your best chance to get your new movie done. And that's what they're doing. We're just going to repeat. And we got two movies that are going to go up against each other. That's all this is. It's entertainment. It's political theater. We're full of shit. And we're at this bottom level, and we're going to reap the consequences of this fucking movie that they're about ready to build. This is them against us. They're running against each other, but they're really running against us because the will of the people, what's best for the people, isn't going to be handled in this. There has to be. You got to tell me, with all the new technology, everything that's happening in the world, like AI. Like AI is this thing that could end the whole world. It could also improve the whole world. It can do both. And Biden or Trump are going to be the best people to lead us through this in the right way. These guys, I bet they do. I bet they barely know how to use their fucking phones. Well, Trump knows how to use it. I bet he doesn't. I bet he doesn't know how to use everything on his iPhone. So I'm nervous. I wouldn't. I could go through this all the time. These people scare the fucking shit out of me because this doesn't seem to make a difference, and the whole world seems to be okay with it.
Just when I thought Andy was out, I pulled him back in.
I don't want this, man. This is going to be just a joke. Either one of these two guys winning, again, is a joke.
All right, last one. Darren Williams. Great fucking show. Yo, what Aries and Andy? Thanks for the ticks. You two killed the show. It was great time. Loved how you was making fun of the dude with the bedazzled shirt. LOL. I almost pulled a Ronald Williams on my lady. She could not answer your question of why she, with a black man, she knows she loves this dick. LOL. Andy, you killed it too. The dead COVID babies was funny. I hope Cleveland was good to you guys this time. Ooh, shit. Since the weather was not cold, y'all be cool from your Cleveland nigga, Darren. Hey, Darren, I got a quiz for you. Where would you find a ton of dead COVID babies? You ready? In the same back patio lake as the dead fish in Cleveland.
Dude, I would like to say that Cleveland was better to us during the warm weather than it was during the... I'll take some winter people, man.
I think that is all. I think it's a show. It's a wrap. Guys, it's a wrap.
We are going to be out when you're listening to this.
Shit.
We're in Portland, Oregon at the Helium Comedy Club. Very excited about that. And actually, that's not bullshit. I really am excited about being in Portland. We're also...
Especially after Cleveland.
Yeah. That goes without saying. So that's May 25th through the 28th. We'll be at Helium, Portland, Oregon. June 1st through the 3rd, we're going to be at Cobb's, San Francisco. That's Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco. June 9th through the 11th, we're going to be at the Pittsburgh Improv. June 19th through the 18th, we're in D.C. First time ever at the D.C. Comedy Loft in D.C. So looking forward to seeing what that's all about. Back in Arizona, June 23rd through the 25th, we're at the Tempe Improv. This is a change for Aries. He hasn't been at the Tempe Improv for how many years?
It's been a minute.
So
not since Stephanie.
Put the bat single out for Stephanie.
Oh, she lives in New Orleans now.
Okay, well, there's no comedy club. There isn't a comedy club in New Orleans, is there? It's just music.
I don't think so.
July 6th through the 9th, we're going to be at the Irvine Improv. That is in Irvine, California, just in case anybody's confused. July 13th.
What date is that?
July 6th to the 9th.
6th to 9th. Okay.
And actually, here. We should have some good podcasts going on, because after that date, I am going to go to Aries' house, hang out with him for a few days, and stay until we end up at July 13th to the 15th at the Punchline in Sacramento. Because I am going all the way back to New Jersey after being in California just to go to Northern California. So that's our dates, man. We should get some good podcasts out there. So that's all I got.
There it is. God damn it.
Now, next week, look forward to us doing Dear Mama.
Dear Mama, I know how you raised me, and how the baby. I know you understand. Love Tupac, man. Fuck. I think I slept on that nigga. No, I didn't. My assessment was where it needed to be. But goddamn, boy.
Your assessment was where it needed to be for how you feel about the rap in general. But him as the person, you didn't come through on that. You missed that as the human. So look forward to that next week. Check that out. That's on HBO Max. Not HBO. It's just on, I think, Max now. It's not even called HBO Max anymore.
They're changing the name.
Yeah. So, but I had to get a new app because of it. So check that out though, because it's really worth seeing. It's 5 episodes.
But no, it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. Did I fuck it up?
It's on Hulu.
Oh.
Yeah, not on HBO. It's on Hulu.
I just watched some. I don't know what I watched then. Oh, it was the Donna Summer thing that was on HBO.
That's HBO.
Sorry, I fucked that up. But yeah, on Hulu. But listen, it's 5 episodes, and it seems like it'd be a long watch. You don't want to not watch the next episode.
I wish there was. I wish there was more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something that I'm going to watch again, actually, even though we're going to talk about it this upcoming this weekend. I'm probably going to watch some of the episodes again. By the way, just before we get out of here, and since I said that about what we're doing next week, if you get a chance, watch the first episode of Snowfall again.
From this season?
No, the very first episode of Snowfall.
Of season 1.
Season 1, episode 1. It really... It makes it all come together even better. It makes the end better. Because have
you been watching any of Mayor of Kingstown?
No, I haven't got to it yet.
Okay. I only saw the first episode. I put the bag down for a minute.
I haven't watched Godfather Harlem either.
Yeah, you fell off that.
It's hard to get back into that one because I feel like I got to start all the way over.
How far did you go?
Second season.
Oh, okay.
But I watched it in some, it just takes so long for everything to come back out. I feel like I have to go all the way back to get it again.
Yeah, that's one of those, though. Once you get in it, you in it.
Yeah. But this is where I disagree with you and then have to agree with you. Sometimes you don't want to open the bag of chips because it takes away from the whole thing. So I need to start over on that. All right, guys. We are done. We will see you, all of you who are going to come out to Portland. Otherwise, we'll catch you in San Francisco. And if you don't make it there, you know our upcoming dates. Please come check us out.
And you want to write into the pod, Aries Spears 45 at Hotmail, baby. There it is.
That's the show.
That's the show.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. If you'd like to know who's responsible for this shit, it was hosted by Aries Spears and Andy Steinberg, produced by Steve Merrick and Anthony Holmes, executive producer, Big Papa, Robert Kelly, and Matt Kleinschmidt for the Laugh Button podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit SpearsburgPod.com.